And welcome back to Contemporary Black Voices, folks, where today we are discussing the black wife effect, where the sisters level up, they marry these white guys and they level them up, they level their swag up, they do better economically, they do better health-wise, they live longer. And so we're discussing the black wife effect. And so before we left off, we were talking about the black women who were married to these very wealthy men. And I think we were talking about Melody Hobson and
George Lucas.
George Lucas and
Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle. I think off camera we start talking about Serena and of course Eve, the rapper Eve. And there are quite a few of them, right? Who married these billionaires. And so what do we think about that? The black wife effect on these billionaires.
Even Gabrielle Sinevi.
Did she marry a?
Yes, and even he's starting to slowly transform. You know, and everybody laughed at her talking about she too fat, she too this, she too that, she too. But she got a white man fell in love with her, married her, and you can start seeing a slow transformation on him.
Is this the lady that was on Empire?
Yeah, and she was
The big girl?
Precious.
One of
Yeah.
Precious.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you saying? What? Because someone married her?
Keep going.
So there's a lot to be said with this. And again, I think that there's research showing that when these people do get involved in these relationships, they are openly aware that they are going to be got to take the stairs. They're going to have to take the hits of people questioning the validity of the relationships. Some survive, a lot, and some don't. But I think that they probably, when they commit to those relationships, they may have a stronger pact between them saying, under no circumstances will this happen. And maybe as a Black community, we need to reassess how we look at our own relationships and have non-negotiable saying under no situation where we not divorce.
Right.
Because right now it's so easy to divorce.
Right.
It is easy to call it quits. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Ain't no, nah. And we ain't gonna have that discussion. But
And also, from what it looks like, is that in these black man, black women relationships, these relationships before marriage are not going through centuries of boyfriend, girlfriend. They have a shorter time span, and say, okay, we've been girlfriend, boyfriend a year or two. Are we going to get married or not? Whereas in black women relationships, we can be in these relationships for 10 years, 15 years. Where is this relationship going? But so that might be the other issue, that we're letting our relationships in the girlfriend, boyfriend stage span out too long to where the discussion needs to occur earlier. Are we going to do this or not?
I want to roll back a little bit what you initially start saying, and I'm going to play the devil's advocate, and I know I'm going to get attacked, probably by Black men as well. So the question is, how much of the success of these relationships speak to the character, also not only the character of the Black woman, but the character of the white man that's involved? Because, like you were saying, he has to go through a whole lot as well. So someone who has all the privileges of society, right, who has the easier time climbing up that corporate ladder, has to justify that relationship to his boss, to his family. So he puts up with a lot of stuff to bring that sister home.
I think
So
the
the question-
Meghan Markle thing probably signifies
It
that.
signifies that, right,
Yeah,
right.
more so than anything.
So does that speak to the character of the person, of the white man?
Because when we see Prince Harry, we be saying yes, because I like Harry. Harry has put up with a whole lot.
He had to give up a whole
He
lot.
had to give up a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
So in general, does that speak to the character of the men who are willing to go through that, to love this Black woman, to accept her, to bring her in, to bring her home? They put up with this peer pressure, friends, colleagues, You know what I mean? Ex-classmates from college, they deal with a lot. So does this speak to their characters?
But let's take it. Let's step back in time. Let's just go take it all the way back. All the way back.
We going back to Thomas.
Thomas. Now forget him. Take it all the way back. I think that white men have always had an eye on black women. You know, from the plantation to present.
Oh yeah.
I have a girlfriend in Florida, who's had a relative who was a slave. The slave master fell in love with her. He literally fell in love with her, moved her away from the plantation, and when he died, he gave her thousands and thousands of acres of land as part of his going away gift. So I think that there's always been an attraction, a curiosity about black women. I mean, let's think about it. Mark Antony, went totally nuts behind Cleopatra.
Well, that's always been a phenomenon. I mean, and the darker the sisters and the bigger that afro, man, them white men killing each other. I'm telling you right now.
He said the afro.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say something else.
No, I'm telling you, man, them sisters, they look, we spoke a little bit about it last week. We spoke a little bit about off camera earlier. I'm telling you, I saw the reaction in person when I saw a bunch of sisters walk in there from their central banks, and I saw the reaction on the faces of that crowd.
Were they white, mostly white men?
Mostly white, mostly alumni, mostly power brokers. You know what I mean? Graduated from one of the most elite international relations schools on the planet. So these people were alumni, people who were movers and shakers. When them sisters walked in there, I'm telling you right now, they were shook. Because they had never seen nobody walk in there with that kind of, they were wearing that confidence.
And that many, probably.
That many wearing that. So, no, and you see it all the time. You see their choice of models these days. Who's on the cover of these magazines? And you see these beautiful, these gorgeous, these sisters are blue, black, gorgeous sisters. They're rocking their natural hair, and these people going crazy over that.
Let me ask more of a general relationship question. Are there actually two ways that you marry? And when you marry, do you marry, maybe one way might be for the partnership, okay? The other way might be for the love. Now, for me, there is no way from a love standpoint that a white woman could love me as well as a black woman. But a white woman could probably be a very good partner, okay? That could, that I could have a relationship with.
Right. No, I understand. I definitely understand that because there's something to be said about shared history, shared traditions. You know what I mean? Just being able to understand a black woman who's seen her father or brothers or understands the talk or understands, you know what I mean? So there's a certain depth to that relationship that perhaps someone of another race may not understand. You know what I'm saying? She understands, she's had that fear when her brother leaves the house. You understand what I'm saying? She's had that fear, or she saw her father come home fight against his system. So there's a different level of understanding. There's a different level of bonding and commitment. So I definitely understand what she could be a partner, you know what I'm saying? Probably one of the best partners you ever had, you know what I mean?
Right.
She could talk to you about your days, blah, blah, blah. You know, you might be able to teach her, take her to grandma's house and teach her how to make collard greens, and you know what I mean? So there's some things that she might be able to learn, but I think there's a different level of relationship.
I'm going to take it one step further. When you begin to look at the black male, let me take it even a step further. When you begin to look at the black athlete or the famous black person who marries a white woman, and you come back to the question that I asked, if there's only two reasons that you can marry, one for the relationship, the partnership that you're going to have, and one for love, we know, I would think, based on my experience, that a white woman normally cannot love you as well as a black person. So what is, and from the partnership standpoint, it's the black athlete or the person who's got the most in the relationship. So when you have that relationship that you're marrying for, what is the athlete or the black male getting out of that?
Right. What they've never had, like the BMW Black Man's Bush.
Okay.
They now they got the money. They want to get Becky on their arm. It's just what they never had. So, real quick, closing thoughts.
I'm not for it, but I'll accept it.
I'm at the point in my life now to where it's game on.
Game on. There you go. So that's there you have it, folks. And so we've had fun exploring this topic today, and so we've had fun exploring the phenomena. I think it's a fun phenomenon. You know what I mean? Seeing how these relationships level up the other person, and it's all in fun. It's all in jest. Keep making the videos. We love them. Thank you for joining us today on Contemporary Black Voices. Stay tuned for hot topics. We got some doozies coming up for you. We are going to explore the couple in Virginia that had the black kids, basically slavery. We're going to cover Kenya and the protests that went on in Kenya, and we're going to cover the debate. Oh my God, that debate. What is a black job?
I'm going to talk about that black job piece.
We're going to talk about the black jobs, folks. We want to know what's going on. So stay tuned. Make sure you tune in for hot topics later on today. Thank you for joining us today. This has been Contemporary Black Voices, where we tell our stories our way.